Welcome back to the Justice League right here at Comicstorian. My name is Benny and I'm your narrator for today's amazing comic book. The Justice League finale that we're going to be covering today is issues 38 and 39. Long story short, the Justice League released an evil villain known as Perpetua, who is trying to change the multiverse into her image, which is that of an evil universe. Lex Luthor sided with her and found himself merged with white Martians to become Lex Luthor, the apex predator. And we are now at the final battle, in which the Justice League needs to get the people of Earth to side with Hope, and Lex Luthor needs them to side with the Doom. And whatever side they go with is who's gonna win this battle, Hope or Doom. Welcome to the finale to the Doom War, and if you want to know the crazy story that got us here, click the link down below for the playlist. As the sigil of justice slowly overtakes the one of doom, Lex begins to shout, asking, "Do you think this changes anything? Do you really think that because you created some bubble where you aren't totally powerless, that you are going to win?" Superman tells him, "We aren't here to win." And Wonder Woman says, "We're just here to go down swinging." Lex gives the order to his army to part. He himself will be the one to fell the League. John Stewart leaps into the air with his ring charged, focused, telling him, "I've built a lot of constructs over the years and pulled a few punches, but this? Some people just deserve the full power of a finger itself." The area turns into a bright green, concentrated willpower construct, ripping through the ground, blasting straight into Lex. Lex laughs as the dust begins to settle, telling John, "You are a very creative builder. Do me a favor, look up." Suddenly the green fades as the ultraviolet shines, and Lex says, "That is every construct you have ever made, everything, and it's all about to drop on your head." With a loud crack-oom, the area is crushed underneath all of the constructs, and through it, the Flash charges in shouting, "Leave John alone!" Lex holds out his hand to fire the Still Force, but Flash ducks underneath it, landing a clean hit, punching Lex in the face. He tells him, "I've spent a long time mastering the Speed Force. The Still Force will still take someone years to comprehend." Lex receives another surge of power, asking him, "Is that so?" Compared between the two of them, the Flash is nothing but an old man. The Still Force lashes out, grabbing a hold of the Flash as quickly as it begins to age him nearly to death. Lex bursts out laughing, yelling, "If only you could see your efforts! It's almost enough to warm my..." But that's when Lex pauses, and with a sword in his back, Wonder Woman asks, "What heart? I can't seem to find one." She pulls the sword upward, tearing Lex in two, telling him, "You are an abomination, and this ends now." Lex's body slowly begins to knit itself back together, though, maybe by the degree of what her gods are, but he is allied with a different god, and she likes him just fine the way he is. Without even looking back, he holds his arm out, releasing a blast of energy, launching Wonder Woman back across the field. Just then, Jarro jumps in, calling to Lex to take a good hard look. "I'm naked, and now I'm on your face! Bring the smackdown, Dad!" Batman steps in, punching Lex in the stomach over and over with his powered-up gauntlets, and with one last hit, he knocks Lex away. He readies himself at his battle stance, and Lex tells him, "I heard Batman always had a wicked tongue. Well, this makes two of us." And with a quick red lash, his tongue strikes out, cutting into Jarro. And Lex turns his focus into Batman, shooting 4 tendrils out of his back. Lex grabs a hold of Batman, telling him, "I've already broken your arms and legs. How about this time we break your neck?" He reaches down, squeezing onto Batman's neck, and Batman asks him, "What are you waiting for? Do it!" Lex tells him that he isn't on anything, and Batman says, "I wasn't talking to you." Just then, Lex glares at his side, and Superman stops as he punches Lex with all of his might, sending him across the city and through several buildings. As Lex slowly walks back over, Superman stops him, telling him, "This isn't you, Lex. We've known each other for a long time, and this is something else." But that's when a twisted smile appears on Lex's face, and the two begin to clash with enough power to level the buildings. Superman grips down on Lex's hand, telling him, "You may believe that it's people's nature to be dark, but..." Lex then overpowers Superman, punching him, shouting, "You know nothing! I'm not like you, and I never will be. We were meant to be predators. It is in our destiny. It is who we are." The punches get louder with every swing and blood begins to drip down Superman's face as he tells him, maybe so, but it's not what I want to believe. Lex hesitates for a moment, a sheer moment, as a voice in the back of his mind says, listen. With a brief second, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman all punch in unison, setting off a massive explosion, and the sigil of justice begins to shine brighter. But suddenly, it all stops as everyone is captured inside of a small force field. Perpetua shouts out, that is enough! If I must, I will handle matters myself. Lex tries to pick himself back up, and Shane flies over telling him, listen, there is good in you! I could sense it! Lex swings his arms, knocking Shane away, telling him, then you should be able to sense this. Hawkgirl quickly rushes over to help, but Lex grabs her next, telling her that he has had enough of her. Hawkgirl claws at Lex's hand, telling him that there is something she wishes to tell him, and Lex is laughing. He is laughing at her, asking, is that how you're going to come back one day and have your revenge? Tell me how much you hate me. She stops struggling and tells him that she wanted to say that she forgives him for everything. I forgive you, Albie. Lex pauses, and in that second, everything turns white as Shane jumps into Lex's mind. Lex asks, what are you doing? You both know this won't last long. And Shane tells him that he is right. He is too powerful, but there is someone in here that they have to speak to. The young Lex walks out, and Lex asks, did you think that you could appeal to my younger self to convince me to? But Shane says no. He's here to speak to his father. A young and caged Martian Manhunter stands up stating that they look alike. And Shane flies down telling him that that's right, his name is Shane, and right now, bad things are happening. He's here to set him free. See, they're both shapeshifters, and they could trade places. The young Martian Manhunter says that he would be stuck here forever though, and Shane tells him that it's okay. The world needs Martian Manhunter. He's the strongest there is. The young Martian Manhunter asks if they even know each other, and Shane tells him that one day he will. Hopefully. Now go. Save the world. Out in the outside world, Hawkgirl screams for Shane not to do it, but Shane tells her that it's okay. Father is the only one who can connect to the world again. Goodbye, Mom. I love you. But before he could finish, his body fully absorbs into Lex's, and something else jumps out, and a thundering voice shouts, I am Martian Manhunter, and now is the time for justice. The Martian Manhunter stands radiant in his power. He suddenly is. He can feel the heat from the burning hell, the smell of spilled blood. Whatever has happened, all he knows is that they are going to end this. He can hear everyone calling to him, asking if it's really him, but deep down, they're all asking if he can do it. Can he connect the world together like he once did? Can they really win? Perpetua telepathically tells him that he already knows the answer to that, and she lunges at him, but he shouts at her, no! I will cast you out of my mind before you can catch it. I will go beyond myself, racing past myself and you and them, faster and faster and faster until I pass on to you. I am with you, all of you. I am just a voice, but I can feel all of your fear and your anger. See the heroes and what they stand for. They do not fight to win, because truthfully, they can't. They fight to show that even without hope, your heroes will fight on. They fight together, in love, in hope, and they dream that maybe they will reach higher than their own. But a counteroffer has been made, a god who, instead of wanting them to reach higher, wants them to reach down. Become their past selves, to become one with the basest elements. She asks that they serve her by serving themselves, but now a choice must be made, and they have chosen her over you, over each other. They may choose her again, but know this. They do not fight because they are your heroes. They fight because it is the people who are the true heroes, who they aspire to be. Perpetua punches Martian Manhunter, yelling, that is enough! And a light shines, with Hawkgirl calling out that something is happening to the totality. People, they're listening! Martian Manhunter shouts to use it, to cage her once more! And Perpetua cries to her followers to kill the false heroes, to embrace the God who loves them, a God that will help them evolve into beings that they were always meant to be. Tell them, Luther. Tell them all. Luther tries to collect his thoughts, and he says that he is sorry. In that moment of doubt, the shackles of the totality begin to bind Perpetua, and she screams as she curses Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter calls out to everyone once again for their answers. Will they join the side of justice? Something then begins to happen in the sky, and the sigil of justice fades, and there is an ear-splitting crack-a-goom as the doom sigil reforms and shines brightly in the sky. Superman tells them, I don't understand. They were listening. They heard you. What happened? Batman pauses. We lost the vote. Perpetua crackles. Yes, you did! But don't feel bad. It could never have gone any other way. You wanted to make your case to humanity. You wanted them to plead to be full-hearted. Allow them a chance to decide. And still, they chose me. I wanted them to see the choice was real. That in this world, there is no longer any place for any of you. Superman tells her, wait. But before he can finish his sentence, there's a massive thoom as the light engulfs everyone. As the light fades, leaving nothing behind, Perpetua smiles, stating that this is the final truth. And no mind, dear Martian, is fast enough to escape it. Now that your people have chosen to side with me, now that Earth is one with doom, we can end this story as it was always meant to end, so I can begin a new universe, a new people, and give what I have promised. Elsewhere in space, Martian Manhunter begins to form from nothing, and he tells himself that this cannot be. He has to try again and again and again if he must. Martian Manhunter does just that, but for the first time in his entire life, his thoughts stop at his own skull, and he is alone. No. He will die trying. He will call out until his final breath. He will. And a voice tells him that it is no use. Batman, along with all of the other heroes, have been stripped of their powers. And they tell him that they are not heroes anymore. They can't hear you. No one can, Manhunter. The 7 heroes look upon the Earth, and the doom sigil is shining brightly, and John Stewart asks, are we dead? Aquaman says that he was just dead, and this is something else. Superman tries to fly, but he falls to the ground, and he looks up, stating that they told everyone their message, that there should be hope and justice, and they can save them. This can't be how this ends. It can't. Martian Manhunter tells him that he knew that this would happen. He had a premonition of exactly this moment when the totality first rocketed towards Earth. The invisible spectrum, the graveyard of the gods, finding heroes in the past. He just thought that maybe this was something that they could debunk or change or stop. But he should have known. He saw it all. Another voice tells them that they did as well, and a blue glow washes over, and Batman looks up to see 6 figures, and he asks, is that the quintessence? Ganthet tells him yes, this was always their fate. Batman shouts spitefully that they're supposed to be the most powerful beings in existence. Their names alone inspire awe. Why the hell didn't they help? And the High Father glares, telling them that they are the ones who saved them. So do not be so insolent when you don't understand any. The Phantom Stranger stops the High Father, telling Batman, it was because we were protecting something. As everyone's powers slowly return, Superman asks, what is it that they were protecting? If it's anything that they can use to fight back with, they will try. And Wonder Woman says that they have to slow down. If this option is something dark, some deception or a lie, something that changes who they are, they must stay true even in loss. And Flash asks, are we just supposed to give up? And Aquaman tells him no. But things rise and fall with the tides, and this moment, maybe it's not theirs. Ganthet says that the Atlantean is right. What happened here was never going to work. They fought valiantly, but the darkness that overcame the universe, the lack of faith that Perpetua thrived on and used to win, it crept in on too many fronts. Events that unfolded outside of their purview. Some disconnected from the reality altogether, but were still deeply felt and impactful. Even if they had won, Perpetua would have returned. And Superman asks, what is the option that they've been protecting? Tell us. The Spectre tells him no, they will show them. And behind the door lies a path that connects all actions, past, present, and future. This fight is bigger than justice or doom, it is everything. The Phantom Stranger then says that they must be warned, though, that in opening this door, they will bring everything to bear. It will give reckoning to every story, every event throughout history, the ones that they know, the ones that they do not. Now what is their choice? Superman and Batman look at each other, and Superman says that they have to try. And Batman tells them that if they lose, with everything in play, Wonder Woman tells everyone to listen. Perpetua's great lie is that they matter alone. The truth is that they matter by making every life matter, honoring every story. So that's how they fight her. They make everything matter. As everyone runs towards the open door, Wonder Woman yells that they fight one last time for everything. And that concludes the Justice League Doom War epic that has been going on for, I don't know, like a year and a half now. Concluded at issue 39, and it was probably getting to the point where the story was just getting so convoluted that DC wanted to put the Justice League back on a clean path. The story itself is amazing, and it does continue, though, into Justice League Hell Arisen, into the Year of the Villain books, into various other things, which also include the Batman, Superman, Batman Who Laughs stuff. All of that is going to be coming together in Death Metal eventually. So, while the story here in Justice League has concluded, subscribe to the channel because obviously we're not done. They lost. Your heroes lost. They let the planet Earth decide for hope, justice, or doom, and the planet decided on doom. That's the conclusion. Crazy finale, because you always expected them to come back and win, but they didn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I tried to give it my all for this final episode because of the final battle, the amazing finale to everything Scott Snyder has been doing up to this point. And we're going to be bringing new Hell Arisen in a very soon, very soon, like next week or the week after, depending on how it paces out. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget, guys, you can get early access to all of our videos by going to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian. We really appreciate everyone who goes there. I'll see you next time right here.